On August 20th, 2007, at the protest against the Security Prosperity Partnership Leaders Summit in Montebello, Quebec, 3 police officers dressed as radical protesters with rocks in their hands were confronted by legitimate protesters and accused of trying to incite a riot. This covert action contravenes the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, which guarantees the fundamental freedom of peaceful assembly and the legal right of security of the person. At first, the Sûreté de Quebec denied that these were their officers, but after 3 days of pressure, they admitted it.
As we confirmed yesterday, the 3 people in question were indeed Sûreté du Québec police officers performing their duties. At no time did the officer in question engage in provocation or incite anyone to commit violent act.
This is clearly not true. As you can see in this video, one police officer struck a member of the riot squad on the face mask. You now see the same gloved hands, one holding a rock. Watch him spin around, change hands with the rock, and hit the riot shield. Watch again and listen for the clunk.
Hey, take your mask off!
This is clearly a provocation against the riot squad and an illegal act.
One of the extremists hit the rocks to our police officer.
If this is the case, let's see the tapes. Every square inch of the protest site was covered by surveillance cameras. We want to know how many cameras and where they were located. We want corresponding videos for each camera. These 3 police officers were in direct violation of Section 63 of the Criminal Code of Canada, which states, "An unlawful assembly is an assembly of 3 or more persons who, with intent to carry out any common purpose, assemble in such a manner or so conduct themselves when they are assembled as to cause persons in the neighborhood of the assembly to fear, on reasonable grounds, that they A. will disturb the peace tumultuously, or B. will by that assembly needlessly and without reasonable cause provoke other persons to disturb the peace tumultuously." This covert police action was against the law.
They want us to be aggressive with them.
These officers are also in violation of Section 464A of the Criminal Code, which states, "Everyone who counsels another person to commit an indictable offense is, if the offense is not committed, guilty of an indictable offense and liable to the same punishment to which a person who attempts to commit that offense is liable." The commanders of these officers, all the way up the chain of command, are also in violation of Section 465 of the Criminal Code, which states, "Everyone who conspires with anyone to commit an indictable offense is guilty of an indictable offense and liable to the same punishment as that to which an accused who is guilty of that offense would, on conviction, be liable." Who ordered these police to carry out this covert action, to violate the Criminal Code of Canada, and to violate our guaranteed charter rights to freedom of peaceful assembly and security of the person? The RCMP were responsible for security at the summit. The Minister of Public Safety, Stockwell Day, is responsible for the RCMP. One of the police officers assaulted Dave Coles, the president of the Communications, Energy and Paper Workers Union, twice. 15 minutes before I shot the footage of the police with rocks, I was at the front line of the protest. Someone at the back was throwing rocks. I saw one rock hit a protester in the head. Did these police officers throw those rocks? The police surveillance tapes will reveal the truth. Were these men who tried to start a riot later police officers too? How can we be sure unless we know who the other undercover officers were at this protest? We want all the covert operatives revealed in a public inquiry. This covert action goes way beyond reasonable intelligence gathering by police forces. These police officers were infringing on the constitutional and democratic rights of a group of educated and reasonable people who were legally protesting an agreement and process that will destroy Canada, our democracy, and our standard of living. The sellout of Canada and our democratic rights should be the subject of another public inquiry. No one gave the government the right to trade away Canada's sovereignty and take away our democratic authority. This is an unacceptable situation. We cannot allow the development and implementation of a police state. Police and the government must be accountable to the citizens of Canada, not the other way around. It's ludicrous to have police investigate their own crimes. Now is the time to increase the authority of civilian oversight of the police and to have independent civilian investigations of police abuses. It's time for Canadians to stand up for their constitutional and democratic rights while they still have them. Write the Prime Minister, Stephen Harper, the Minister of Public Safety, Stockwell Day, and your Member of Parliament, and demand a public inquiry. Email them the link to this video. Learn about the SPP in Tilma and how these agreements are destroying Canada and undermining democracy. Wake up, Canada. Hold the government and police to account. Demand an inquiry.